Shay if it's your first time here. If not, welcome back. There's some new products that I have been trying out here recently that I just kind of want to use and play around with. One of them is this amazing palette here. Is the Uoma Beauty Savage palette. They are a new black owned brand that is exclusive to Ulta Beauty. It's only in 200 stores. So it's not in my store, unfortunately, but I went ahead and ordered this palette because it's really, really pretty. It's got my favorite kind of colors in it, lots of reds, lots of blues, and these shimmers are really, really pretty. Really glitters. They're some of the most beautiful glitters I've ever seen in a palette. I've worn this palette 2 times now, and the mattes blend pretty well. Again, the glitters are super beautiful. Just want to hang out and see me get ready and see some of the stuff in action. Keep on watching. Alright, so eyes are primed. I use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot per usual. It really can't be beat. I'm going to start out with the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to start out with Butter. I'm going to kind of put that all over. Most of the times here lately, I haven't been setting my eyeshadow with the color first. I've just been kind of going in wet, but sometimes I don't feel like working that hard because I do feel like you have to work harder whenever you don't set your eyeshadow primer. But I'm only going to set the parts that aren't on my mobile lid. Okay, so now I'm going into the creamsicle color in the Jaclyn Hill palette. Let's go ahead and get the elephant in the room out of the room. My hair. I'm referring to my hair. So our Austin trip is in 3 days. This is the 10th that I'm talking about. And at the end of the month, I start nursing school. So I wanted to get another sew-in so I would have to deal with my hair a lot less than I normally do when I'm wearing clip-ins or anything of the sort. So I went with this color because it's a lot more subtle than most colors that I normally go for. This part up here, that's a lot more burgundy. I'm probably going to re-dye just because I had to dye it separately. But I don't think that it's going to be, I think it's going to stand out too much. I might leave it for Austin. I don't know. I can't straighten it though because I didn't do a good job of like blending where I brought the bleach up. So I really need to put the color back on, make it darker so it blends better and so it's a little bit more acceptable for nursing school. Because I'm not trying to get in trouble. So I know in my last video I rambled a lot about Marvel and Endgame coming up and especially Game of Thrones. And again, I'm gonna keep anything fandom related spoiler free, but I would just like to say I'm really tired of everyone complaining about Game of Thrones. And maybe it's just because I'm used to watching shows that are worse in quality, but I feel like people just want to complain about things. Like, you have to remember they were adapting a book that ended because the author's not writing it. Like, if he is, he's taking a sweet time with it. So if he didn't give them a super clear direction, how are you supposed to end something that you don't know? Like, it's not your actual creation, so how are you supposed to step in and end it? And I'm fully on board with not judging something until the result has ended. So yes, there are plot holes. Yes, there are things that have pissed me off about this season, but I'm not going to judge this season until it's over with. And we still have 2 episodes left. So after these 2 episodes, if it's trash, then I can admit it's trash, but so far, it's still been entertaining for me. It's kind of the same way with Supernatural, which I'm repping today. I realized I had my Moose and Squirrel shirt for 5 years now, so I figured I needed a new Supernatural shirt, but anyways, it's kind of the same thing. I'm part of this fan group that complains all the time of this podcast. They talk about it a lot, and you know, they judge each episode individually, which yes, I guess you should do, but especially with a show like Supernatural that's got 20 to 23 episodes a season, it's kind of hard to see where they're going when you only get one snippet at a time. So you can't really judge the whole puzzle by each individual piece. Endgame wasn't what I expected, but I am happy with the way that it turned out. I think it was a perfect Marvel goodbye. I cried a lot. It's really all I can say without giving anything away. I cried a lot. Some were happy tears. And lots were very, very sad tears. I mean, the only spoiler I'll give away is the joke about America's ass is one of the funniest things, and it's very true. It really is America's ass. I really appreciate that Ulta Beauty has made at least a little bit of an effort. I won't say a little bit. I'm really excited that Ulta has made an effort to carry Black-owned brands in their stores and on their website. Like, you can get Beauty Bakery, Juvia's Place, and now this Uoma Beauty, and I'm sure there are more that I'm missing. Those are just kind of the top three that come to mind. And I have yet to try anything from Beauty Bakery, but it's really good to work for someone that really is championing diversity. I really appreciate that. And can we talk about the packaging on this palette? Like, it's stunning. Like, I want that print for my wall. But I think so far my favorite glitter has been Savage. It kind of has some like orangey gold specks in it. This one is one of the most stunning silvers I've seen in my life. And then these two are really pretty too, but I think I'm gonna go in with Savage and just keep it super warm. I've used some combination of like all of these glitters for the last couple of days, just because I think they're so pretty. And you can kind of see, like, from my finger, there's a base to them. Like, they actually have a pigmented base to them, which I think makes them go on really pretty. If anyone really cares, sometimes I do remember to take pictures of looks that I really like that I necessarily don't get to film. So if anyone cares, you can follow me on Instagram. Yeah, it's Shay Ray Cox. My Twitter is just Shay Ray. Sorry if this video isn't very exciting. I'm trying to work on making my videos shorter because they all tend to be like 30 minutes long because I can't keep my mouth shut. But could you just look at that glitter? Like, oh my gosh. And I think I'm going to do a wing today. I haven't worn a wing in ages. So I'm gonna use the Benefit Roller Liner. Okay, so time to move on to the face. Per usual, I am going to use the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I really cannot get enough of this freaking primer. It's just so pretty. And I'm gonna use the Smashbox Studio Skin and my JH03 brush. JH03 brush. Been really liking using this brush to apply my foundation lately. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, and I closed at work, so I didn't get to spend the day with her, but we're gonna hang out on Sunday with the fam. And Tuesday, I brought her in to my store. I got her some stuff that she wanted. Shout out to Mom, because I know she watches my videos. Hi Mom, love you. But I know she was fretting a bit about what was spent in the store, but she deserves it. My only complaint about this eyeshadow palette is I seem to get glitter all over my face, and I hate having glitter on my face. It's a small price to pay for how beautiful these are. Anyways, I got my mom some stuff. I hooked her up with the Smashbox foundation and concealer and a nice lippy for her to wear. And my mom's not super big into makeup. I only started 3 years ago, so, you know, but she wanted some stuff to make her feel pretty, so that's what I did. So I'm gonna do my brows off camera and then I'll come back. All right, so brows are done. I used the Benefit Gimme Brow and the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I really like the ink stain part on the brow blade because it'll fill in like the little bit of gaps that I have on my brows without making them look too filled in. Like, it gives me a more structured brow, but it also looks really natural. And that's the look I prefer with my brows. You know me, you know. I don't like a super Instagrammy brow. So, I don't know anything about astrology, but at work the other day, one of the girls was looking up star charts. I think that's what it's called. But like for your rising sign and all that crap. And besides me knowing that I'm an Aquarius, like that's the extent of my astrology knowledge, especially concerning myself, and that we're supposed to be weird, like that's all I know. But I told her the stuff that she needed to know to figure out what my rising sign, sun and moon sign are. And if I remember correctly, my moon sign was Leo, and then my sun and rising were both Aquarius, so I was like a triple Aquarius and a Leo. Which she goes, that means you're super weird. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, you guys have no idea the extent of my weirdness. I just thought it was really funny because I always knew I was a weirdo, and I guess the astrology has confirmed that. I'm pouring more coffee. I haven't had my coffee today. Anyways, so whenever it's not like super hot, I just wear the Smashbox Studio Skin foundation and concealer, and I don't set my face at all. If you feel like you need to set your face, go for it. Okay, so next I'm going to dig into this super beautiful bronzer. I know that Coco Nani is meant for more my skin type in the Fenty bronzers, but I really like red in my bronzer. I know some people don't, but I really like red in my bronzer. So I wanted to get Mocha Mommy because I figured it was going to be like a deeper version of the Becca bronzer that I love so much. That is really super red. And I was right. And there's nothing against any of the other bronzers that I found recently because I do use those too. Like, now I just have multiple bronzers I can switch out. So I still really like the Benefit Hula Toasted and the Morphe and the Morphe bronzer and Phenom. Those are both still really pretty bronzers too. They're just not as red as this one, and so like when I'm trying to go for that more warm, sun-kissed, like bronzier look, I'll reach for the Fenty one. And then when I want to be a little bit more snatched, I'll use either the toasted one or the Morphe one. I've got glitter all over my face. That's just how I'm gonna live now. I'm just gonna live with glitter on my face permanently. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm so proud of these wings. I literally can't even remember the last time I did a wing. Okay, I'm gonna take this Smashbox palette that they gave me, and I'm going to use these two for highlight. Update on these BH brushes, by the way. I really like the brushes. I kept them. I use them pretty frequently, but I did return that palette and the Marvel one. It wasn't that there were anything really wrong with them, but as long as I've had both of them, I only ever use them in the videos. They just weren't things that I was going to continue to use. So I returned them. I'm gonna use my favorite little Note Cosmetics blush. It's in Star Copper. I think this is the quickest I've gotten ready in a long time. Okay, instead of going back in with just the shades I used up top, I'm gonna start out with, I think it's Cuya. It's the matte red in the Savage palette. I'm gonna lay that down first. This is a really pretty red, but it still has kind of like a more berry pinky undertone to it. So it's not a super true red like the one in the James Charles palette, but it's still a really pretty red. Speaking of, I'm coming to the conclusion that he really gets on my nerves, but I really like his palette. So thanks for the palette, James. You're never gonna see this anyway. The Torch from Urban Decay. Speaking of Urban Decay, we finally got the Game of Thrones collection in our store last week, and the colors swatch beautifully and everything. And they seem like they'd be good quality, but I still stand behind the collection being trash. Not trash in quality, but trash in the color choices being all wrong. I feel really bad for customers that ask me about it because I try really hard not to rant, but I end up ranting about it anyway. So, sorry. Okay, this mascara has caused me to cheat on Monsieur Big. I've still been using Monsieur Big, still been using Lash Paradise, still been using the ColourPop mascara, but this is the best mascara I've ever tried. It's another one of those things where you see YouTubers talking about it constantly and you're like, yeah, whatever, they're just raving to rave, but it's so good. It's so good. It does wonderful things for my lashes. And I wish, just for the sake of my own laziness, that we carried Pat McGrath and Fenty, just so I wouldn't have to go to a completely different store, but I just really like it a lot. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. I just love that the brush is so easy to maneuver and it gives me like that natural falsy look. I'm obsessed with it. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to put Fierce, which is the blue glitter, on my inner corner. I'm gonna spray it though to attempt to get rid of some fallout potential. And we're done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I'm so serious. Go get this palette. They have two other ones. One kind of has subculture vibes. It's got like really pretty yellows and greens, like teals, just really deep, kind of different colors like that. And then the other one is kind of like a more neutral version of this one. I think it has like a red and blue in it, but it also has more neutral colors. So that one's called Poise, and then the other one that's got the greens and yellows is called Allure, I think. So you guys should totally check out Uoma. While we're in Austin, I want to go to one of their Ultas and check out some more of their stuff, maybe get one or two other things, and then do another video on it. And definitely check out the Fenty bronzers if you are looking for a new bronzer. They have 8 shades, which is incredible. It's so hard for people to find bronzers. that actually work out, especially darker skinned people. And so it's good to have options there, because there are 2 that I could use alone, which is unheard of in one line. But yeah, and then check out this Pat McGrath mascara if you don't check out anything else, because this mascara is amazing. It will change your life. I'm so obsessed with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. How are you feeling about Game of Thrones? How are you feeling about Endgame if you've seen it? And if you guys like to, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.